Reality. What is real? What is real? Well, if it's a part of your reality, it's real. Okay? Look at the root word of reality. Real. So, if it's a part of your reality, it's real. Imagination. Well, image comes from imagination. So if you have an image of it, it comes from your imagination. What you see is what you get. That's what this whole thing is. This place was designed. It was at first imagined and then created. And I'm talking about Earth, and I'm talking about life and everything that we experience. This is our reality. But each and every one of us has our own reality. We share. We agree upon things that we share. Okay, agreements are a big part of what make our reality a shared experience. And reality itself, though, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. All these catchphrases that we're all familiar with, they all give you clues as to what reality is. And you can create your own reality. It's all based upon your conscious imagining. It is what it is because you make it so. This is what is reality. Now, people are getting very stressed out about things. Okay? The world is chaotic at the moment. This has been imagined. This is being brought into our reality. We are a collective consciousness. We're individuated, which allows us to create our own individual lives and the world that we see. But we often get manipulated by the images we see. Look around you. The world looks one way, but when you see it on TV, it looks another. It really looks different. And we often want our world to look like our favorite movie. Well, those are we live in a top-down consciousness is something I've talked about before, and that is your conscious awareness is one step above where you reside. So we reside in a third dimensional reality, but our consciousness comes from just above that. Okay? This is the realm of intuition and psychic awareness and all of these things. We've been encouraged to turn that off and go 3D in our consciousness, which puts us in a place where we tend to think in two-dimensional concepts. This is what movies are. This is what TV is. These are two-dimensional images. Remember that word image comes from imagine, okay? If you can imagine it, that image becomes a part of your reality. So we have a tendency to think in two-dimensional terms, and that is being forced upon us in all manner of media and the things that we build, right? You got blueprints that are drawn out in two-dimensional forms, mathematics, numbers that are written down in two-dimensional form, okay? Don't get so caught up in the 2D, because that's the realm of social media and your cell phone, walking around with the screen. It's all 2D, okay? That's really stepping down your consciousness. Don't create a world that you cannot live in, because we can't live in a two-dimensional world. We do not reside in a two-dimensional world. But we are being encouraged and we're being triggered into interacting two-dimensionally. This is where the chaos comes from. It's the kind of case you see in movies. Movies are wonderful. They're great. We all enjoy them. I enjoy them. I've got tons of movies that I really, really love and watch over and over again. And they're a lot of fun. But I do not allow myself to get so involved in that two-dimensional image that I think that's what my reality is. You may say, well, I know it's just a movie. Yeah, but news, all this stuff, newspapers, which are kind of going out. That's where, books, 2D, it's all 2D. Do not allow yourself to be compelled to react two-dimensionally. You live in a third-dimensional world, which means your consciousness is 4D. Connect with everything fourth-dimensionally. You'll be a lot happier. Trust me. But the big thing is that, with these images, right? Images like movies, but also everything you see in the third-dimensional realm. This cup of coffee, right? The way you're seeing it right now is 2D. I'm holding it, it's 3D. And I love my coffee. I had to imagine my coffee first. That's how this thing works. You have to imagine it, and then you go out and you find a way to get it. And as much as I love my coffee, I imagined better coffee. And I went out and sought ways to make better coffee, right? I got a French press I use every day. I started researching, coffee beans and roasting and how to get the best tasting coffee, the fresher the better, and different roasts. I had to imagine all of this before I was able to even begin to search it out and find better ways to make coffee. See, it all starts with that image in your head, and then you see it, and then you go out and you do something about it, right? This is imagining your world and then consciously creating your reality. I've brought gourmet coffee into my life by imagining it and then creating it. And now it's my reality every single day. I love coffee. Now what about all these other things that are driving people crazy, like the president and all the other world leaders and industries that are driving us crazy every single day? Are you imagining it for yourself, or are you accepting the two-dimensional image that is being imagined for you? When it's imagined for you, then if you allow it to become real, it is now your reality. You can change that. You do not have to live in the world that you do not approve of. Yes, there's the collective, and there's society, and there's the world at large that we engage in, and the people that we interact with, and we're combated and we're confronted by this shared experience, and so we get sucked into that, and we're meant to live as a collective, so that's fine. So we need to do something about our shared experience. But it begins with your own conscious decision to imagine your reality, and then it becomes real. You understand? What you see is what you get. Don't be triggered by that phrase because you've heard it a million times. Think about what it means in the terms in which I'm discussing this with you. Reality is what you make real. And your individual lives are the place you live every day, not the world at large. It's certainly not what you see on TV. That's a two-dimensional concept. And it's very cleverly being presented to you in a way in which this is real. Nothing on a 2D screen is real. It's a concept. It's being projected to you as someone else is imagining. And when it's purely fantasy, we have fun with it. But when that crosses the line into this is what is real, that's up to you.